Good morning, everybody. This market is wacko. Anyway, it is what it is. Let's get some charts. I've seen a lot of markets that were disturbing. I don't know if there's been one more than this in the short term, anyway, with the erratic price behavior. All right. So, I don't know, things are selling off a little bit here, and you can see all the gap down reversal. It's crazy, a little crazy, man. Um, we had that down. Just doesn't even. I don't know if because the future's overnight, but I guess it had to have opened lower. That's where the cursor is. This looks weird. I don't know if that's right. Yes, it did. I'm looking when I look at SPX, SPY. But anyway, it's down this morning. It's just more of the same. Whips on back and forth, back and forth. Everybody's just trying to figure out which way prices are going to go. Tariffs, no tariffs, steel, aluminum, take over the Gaza Strip. Oh, we want to change. I don't know. This is a little, anyway, I guess it had to happen in a way. Things so crazy, but madhouse volatility. Well, it's kind of like I don't know, just make an analogy here is if you were in a room, a relatively small room, and you took one of those, I guess they used to call them like a super ball that used to bounce like crazy, and you just wailed it as hard as you could against the wall. And because it's small, it would just bounce back and forth like crazy. And that's what's going on here. It's just whipping back and forth like crazy. It doesn't get too far, so it hits support or resistance or the area of it, and it whips back in the other direction. So and we compress it. That's what we do to see if it makes sense. And it's just consolidating this move up here, and it's directionless. And so, interestingly, um, I'll drop the link for you guys in social media and in the green room if you didn't get it. But we went over some market internals with Sam in the room yesterday afternoon. We recorded it, so maybe you'll find it of interest. It was. You got it, John? Good. Okay. All right. So, yeah, it was the gap, reversal, strong close. Now it's in the middle of the range. And so when we look at, you know, this, a wider range bar, is it in the upper half? Yes, it is. It's in the upper half. We don't know where it's going to close. Is there support? Not much. Little shelf right here where for the moment it's stalled. You can see a little bounce on the 5 minute chart that began, but downtrend, downtrend. Let's call this a sideways trend. See if it doesn't hold here. It's got nothing below. You know, got two pivots down there, but just a trading range. I was at, looking at this, you try and make sense out of it with all these bars. There's the deep move, and there's like the higher low, some kind of retarded M top or head and shoulders top, depending on where you maybe do this, you know, um, with a neckline up here. And we just wait, look for clues as to this thing taking some direction. It seemed, yesterday that maybe we had a start of that, and now that's in doubt. Uh, this we talked yesterday, M top and the gaps down, and same garbage. Inside day, deep retracement here on the weekly, lower high in the making. In other words, a trading range, big wide trading range. And possibly because of the depth of this retracement and the power of it. And we got two pivot lows. And so an M top by definition is preceded by a momentum move. And now we've got a potent reversal and another turn, it hasn't violated these pivots. But if it does, well, this minor support is, I don't think it's going to do much of anything. But anyway, odds are it starts dropping down into this void because what it's supposed to do, right, patterns based on historical norms, pattern recognition is supposed to do something, right? It happens in different ways, but the initial pattern points to a bias. So power, momentum, strength creates a void. The next part of the MTS thought process is, okay, you got a void, which means you have no support. Create support. The demand has to create support. You get a pivot. It does that. A retest of the pivot. Buyers step up. It does that. Now it's got to get tight. We've been having this tight, loose discussion for a couple of weeks. It's got to get tight and up, and away. If it doesn't, it breaks below here, fall like a rock. Right now, this picture should get tight and go up. But you've got other ones that are not supportive of that. So more insanity. Russell, same kind of a mess. Big whip down, big whip up. So far, it's consolidating. Not much more to say. Gold, new highs. A little retracement here today. So we got a wide range bar, possibly a wide range bar ending. That doesn't mean end the trend because look on this major support's way down here. But this bottoming tail bar where I have this horizontal line is significant as well. So you can see my cursor. Well, that's the base there under here, but this is going to be a pivot in a smaller time frame. I'll show you. You see down there, but it really should stay in this area, and it pulls back. But we'll see over the coming days. Silver, just been a big laggard and just a mess. So just stay away. Crude oil's up. Donald must be saying, "What are you people doing?" I said, "Open spigots." I guess they didn't open it up fast enough. So coming down to some support, bouncing, come up to resistance. We'll see what it does. Interest rates have just been really kind of crazy. You know, we talked about this head and shoulders. Then it initially broke. It went back up. It went back down. It's flip flopping here. It's up this morning into this resistance. So just more erratic price behavior, but nothing of significance. Right? It's not moving above the pivot. And if we look at bonds, let's look at bond prices. And so now, so you get it looks different because it's a futures contract. And so this was the head and shoulders bottom that we reviewed back when, and it breaks out in an inside bar, which, you know, to, just to reinforce the idea, it's not the exact pattern because it traded above more bearish, but breakout bar failure is where it consolidates and it breaks out with a wider bar and an inside bar, and then it breaks the low. Usually not a good sign. Right? But this one is even a little worse where it traded above this and then came back in. So the question is, does it, break below this pivot? So the idea of this pattern following through to the upside, bond prices up, yields down, market likes lower yields, Trump demands lower yields. Markets are being defiant to the new president, saying, we're not ready for that, Mr. President. You keep talking this stuff about tariffs and lower taxes and this and that. And so there's a little worries about inflation. So, we're just going to crack up the yields a little bit and let's see how markets like that. So still, there's this support. We'll see if it turns up or not. So we're still in no man's land, so to speak. And We have to see these gaps. Where are they? Gapping below yesterday's low, but within inside of the big red bars range. So more running in place. Transports running in place. Right? Deep retracement bearish down at the bottom of the range. No clues there other than more of the same. SPY gapping almost to the bottom of the red bar after gapping up in an inside bar. And look at all this pivot high, pivot low, gaps, overlapping bars. This is a picture of insanity. And this is nutcase price action. Look at the 65-minute chart. Boom, 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 boom. That's the Super Bowl bouncing against the walls. It's kind of funny. You got to laugh. Anyway, there. This is the kind of stuff that just destroys people's brain. Trying to trade this, or they lose so much money. Because it, in one way or another, well, what if they knew about money management, lowered the share size or just stayed the frick away from this kind of stuff. Intraday's fine, but come on, this is retarded. Anyway, so that this retardation, where the strikes are relatively far away, so they haven't been touched. Yesterday, neither been touched. They haven't been touched in a while, but these inside days, prices aren't moving much. So we look at where the levels are, and so this is all the way down near these pivot lows. So, and then it's got to go through these here to get down there. So that's good. And sure. And you know, down here, I guess it's relatively far away. It's not on the other side of a whole number, but if the market should rally, if you can get on the other side of 6,100, do it. At least this is down below 6,000. We've been talking about this level with the high open interest in puts and calls. And I'm gonna remember to get you that link to the conversation with Sam. It was very good. But look at this. Put call ratios are flipping up. So yesterday, that little gap up and reversal is like, okay, that looks like it. They run and go buy calls. And this is a moving average of the day to day, but the moving averages have flipped up. Breadth is still above zero. I'm not going to explain now. You can, in the video, we had this discussion and I explained the construction of that breadth internal. You can watch the thing. So Alex is saying, let me go look at the 2-year bonds. Breaking below this pivot. So that means interest rates are going down. So, and also, look, what time is it? I got a little time. I don't have those. Yeah, let's go to this. And it's kind of flattish. Yesterday there was a little poke up in the 13 week in the middle of the day. I don't know if this updates pre-market. I don't think so. But anyway, well, you can see the 10 years flipping up here and the 30 years moving up. Market is not going to like that. And if this starts to flip up, and the reason I'm looking at that is because the 2-year bonds are moving lower. Yeah, so higher interest rates, which means inflation. Right? It's not. Some market environments, interest rates go up because of growth. And we've heard about this growth, whatever, over the last couple of years. And one of the things I wrote in the letter was, okay, over the weekend was, hey, these corporate earnings that come in that are pretty good, better than expectation, and the markets can't get out of their own way. That's like, spinning your wheels, like being stuck in the mud. You got your gas pedal down on the floor and you're just not moving. So eventually you're going to run out of gas. And you got so many, betting on it's going to go up, it's going to go up. Buy those calls. Stranger things have happened. Right? So down here, this is junk bonds. And typically, when institutions, not typically, almost all the time, when institutions are bullish, this goes up. And when they're bearish, this goes down. So this is kind of whipping back and forth, starting to roll back over again. So, look, we're just going to continue to deal with what we're dealing with. Apple partnered with Baba to do AI things. All right. Well, there was an article in the Wall Street Journal I didn't get to reading. It said something about Apple may have the last laugh as far as, they're spending less money than all the rest. And, you go and look at, all the others and, the money they're spending. And you look across the board and you see, Google with giant gap down, Amazon, Amazon, Amazon on its earnings, still, you know, pointing up, but that gap down. Tesla, you know, that whipped up, oh, that turned back down again. It was retracing up yesterday. That's going down. Anyway, it's a crazy time. It'll pass, and we just keep doing the day-to-day factory work, looking for clues that things are going to turn around. You know, yesterday, or the other day, mentioned this was moving up. Now it's kind of just a grinder. So you know, you can sit on the sidelines, trade smaller, always look for quality patterns, so on and so forth, and eventually things will come together. Um, Last semiconductors gapping below a green bar, kind of got to laugh, right? Anyway, all yours, Dan. Yeah, no more pennies. They're gonna get rid of pennies, Robert. Yeah,
I haven't had a penny in my pocket in over 10 years. I use credit card for everything.
but I bet you got a jar in your closet, 10 of them full of pennies.
And now I have a jar of quarters, but not that's the smallest denomination I care about. Well, our opens don't have many alarms going off. Let's look like always. Cliff Clavin. We have long calls. That's gapping up. Looks great. Lift. I had an up alarm go off. We're short $12 puts. Earnings are today after the bell, so it's an earnings trade. I guess I had an alarm on ELF go off. This was an exhaustion gap. Now this could be a day trade, 15-minute high maybe. CMCL alarm, we're long this as a bottoming pattern. My up alarm at 1040 went off. It's low volume and spready, but you see the one print up there. If it is trading up there, I'll tighten the stop. S block, Alex gave us yesterday. I posted it. And I mean, it's the bottoming pattern. More aggressive would be a half lot today's high and a half lot Friday's high. And I almost did that. And then I'm like, you know what? Since the market's gapping down, let's just wait. Let's wait for Friday's high. And then we'll have more confidence. Sam talk. Hey, Sam, you know what that reminds me of? You should open up one of these broadcast things on the internet and call it that, Sam Talk. Alex can help you out with the daily agenda. Airy up alarm. Um, ah, this this is an earnings stock that I said yesterday. If it gaps over this, so that's a nice gapper. That's 30-minute high. Oh yeah, I just have it in a window on the other computer. All right. Um, well, here, let's go to earnings and then I'll come back to my watch list. There you go. Wow, look at Coke. Told you, Alex, I like this as a bottoming pattern. Wow, that would have been a great one to buy calls on. Told you, daily, weekly, monthly are all in alignment. Look, you had a buy set up on the monthly. Woulda, coulda. I did look at naked puts on it, selling the 62s, and I do not remember if I considered buying calls. That's my bad. Right, BBD, no pattern. Cody, it's junk. I did not go through these yet because there's not as many. This one I said if it opened flat, bear 1, 2, 3, but now 96 bucks. The gaps. Um, well, it's a short watch. I think Rocco was talking about yeah, Rocco was talking about a condor on this. I remember the 76s and like the 134 sixes, something like that. But yeah, that should have worked for you. FLNC, wow, look at the size of this gap down. And look at the downtrend. So that is not a good pattern for an exhaustion gap, but it's gapping so much. Maybe buyers step up. I got Cliff on the other computer. Let's put Flink there, whatever the heck Flink does. XAIR, junky penny stock bottoming pattern. LSCC 62, gapping right to that prior high. It's actually 30-minute high, 30-minute low call spread idea. This looks like a grinder, big old descending triangle. Look at that stock's in trouble. So it's hanging in by a thread. Bricks 2690. Put spread 30-minute high. PFLT opening flat, no interest. Amcur gapping down 10%. Bearish daily, weekly, monthly. I don't see any prints, but bearish. H-lit getting whacked. I mean, just I don't have a percent column here. But just do it in your head. Gapping down 280, which means this was $11 last night. That's a nasty gap. Nasty. I mean, when you gotta go to a monthly chart to find support, we'll come back to it. Have no idea. And I remember trading H-lit in the 90s. That used to be a good trading stock. Another ugly gap. 560 is a bullish gap, but too big. Another 10% gapper, 61 bucks. That's nasty. And a downtrend. I didn't do a single earnings trade last night. I just wasn't comfortable with the patterns. Yeah, Airy, here's the one I said um, about the gap. Let me put it here also. Um, that's the best looking gapper I've seen so far. That gives me a headache looking at it. Gapping at 10 bucks, no bearish gap, but no pattern. CMP opening flattish, no interest. SynF. I said if it opens flat, 30-minute low. I see one or two prints up here, but not much volume. I'm going to set an alarm at 136. I doubt it's going to get there because it's showing prints at 141. Oh, Greg, I just noticed we have on Monday off.
For
Washington
what?
for Sam Talk. For what? Washington's birthday.
Oh, is that still allowed? That's a white guy.
All right, Alex, I'll let you handle that one. All right, this is a pattern we can trade up or down. So yeah, they had MLK was the one in January. And so now this is a different president. INSP. Gapping down 171. Calls. Spread idea. Opening flat, no interest. NGL flat, no interest. 340. Call spread idea. Med P. 15-minute low. Gapping down 172. My bias would be a bounce after it falls more. If it can accelerate lower another $7 to get to 165, then we'll see if it stabilizes. Pets, nasty gap, nasty gap. I said yesterday if it opened flat, then I would have bought, what's today, Tuesday? I would have bought Friday's high. Flat, nothing. And I gotta speed up here. Nasty gap 20. There's some nasty gaps here today. Look at the size of this. Kimco, SSD, no pattern, DAC, potential bottoming pattern for a put spread, but I don't see any prints. All right, these were morning earnings. Wow, kicking myself for not buying calls on that. You know what? Let me look real quick because Alex, selectively, we like to buy call options. So let me see what they were priced at. The 66s were 38 cents. I honestly can't say I would have bought that. No, I'm not a Monday morning quarterback. I would have said, no, 20 cents I would have, but not 38. It should be 539. Gap's too big. But check whatever should be is, check Cousins. I forget, is this a REIT? I forget. Check Cousins. Bull rectangle shop covered from a nasty gap. Recovered from a nasty gap lower. Marriott, remember Hilton? Whoa, remember Hilton got hotels rocking? Marriott's bad. That's probably going to drag the sector down. We stopped out of our White House yesterday, and we sold our La Playa. Let me type these out. Look at Airy going, middle chart. Alex, we're already in lift, but naked puts, it has earnings after the bell. UPST, I don't see anything. WAB, set an alarm, tell me when you like it. Crash, gap down, don't like. Let me finish these earnings real quick. Well, actually, I have two alarms go off. VNO. Here you go. Look, VNO gapping right up here. All right, so this could be a 10-minute higher. I got Aries ripping here. I'll get rid of FLNC. Airy. See this? I said this was my favorite gapper, but it's a gap and go, so forget about it. Mr. Bill alarm, another piece of junk, stabilizing, nothing to do yet. 30-minute high, possible put spread. Adobe up alarm. I gave this as a put spread idea. Actually, McGraw gave this to me, believe it or not. So we got to check the premium. Yep, TXT, we're in, looks great. Let me check. Adobe 440, 435. Wow, the spreads are ludicrous. Wow. It's I can't Adobe. It's a great pattern, but let me just give them a warning. Yeah, 67. But look at the spreads though, Don. 68. So I have no friggin' clue if you'll get filled. The spreads are nuts. But the pattern looks great. So it could be one of those where the crazy spreads is the only way you're going to get on board. But I had to give that warning. Nerdy had a low alarm, nothing to do. All right, I'm still not done with earnings yet. LCII, I said bottoming pattern. Here you go. Here's a put spread. LCII, 10-minute high, but that's a beautiful bottoming pattern. $100 puts. There's no weeklies. 10 days out. Hundreds. 0 by 470. So see, beautiful pattern. Market makers are PRICKS. Curb put spread 24, 10 DTE. There are no 24s. 0 by 195. Look at these. That's the all-time highs on curb. That I'm gonna leave it. If we get maybe a 1, 2, 3, I don't know. We'll come back to it. That's a mess. All right, I'm almost done here. Climo, USAC, 30-minute low. Triple N, bullish gap, no pattern, Alpha November. No pattern, WCC. That's a put spread. Look at Vano gave it up here, bottom right. That's a put spread. Uh, 30, whatever, 15, 20-minute high. I don't know. Just let it settle down. There's no weeklies. The 180s. 175 by 520. Man, these guys are freaking jerks. Oh. Yeah, you mentioned you did that yesterday. CSTM. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. My alarm went off too. So, yeah, we're short that. Yeah, that was in the weekend letter. It's pending. Uh, oh, no, I canceled it yesterday because of the rally. Greg, you like this 5-minute low? I canceled it yesterday. Keep going already. Q spider diamond's nice bounce here, but just bouncing into space. TD, yeah, we're in that with a break even stop. Sophie is still posted under last week's low. EBH is still posted. My alarm didn't go off under 956. Still good. Yeah, but Steve, I bet a ton of those are already no good. Yeah, that was a bear flag. Yeah, bear flag yesterday. Looks lower. EVH alarm. EVH 955. H 9, and that trigger 950. 954. Let's do it. EVH. KMI. I did I canceled that one yesterday, Don, and I missed my alarm. Um, I'll keep it on the list, but I'm looking at my pendings, and I canceled it yesterday along with a bunch of others. DE, yeah, it's holding well. I'm just not very aggressive on directional longs here. All right, S block hasn't triggered, which is good. Vino came in. S block, actually, I'm going to set a tighter alarm, 1572, in case we want to nibble earlier. S block, 1571. Kofi is still posted under 1468, EVH under the day's low, and then UNH. Let's cancel that. Let's go. Man, this thing won't crack. Those are all alarms and pendings. Let me look at opens now. Oh, trip alarm. Sam, do you know what a trip alarm is? Yep, sure do. BYDDF. It was in the journal, I think, Patrick. I saw a headline that they're doing better than Tesla on their whatever you call their electronic driving thing. All right, Cliff Clavin. Let's tighten the stop here now. 11:53. Cliff Clavin. Really? Do they sell them here? I don't know if I've seen one. I see Riven trucks all over. Well, you know what that means, Robert, don't you? It means I think we need to make a trip down there and check them out. Yeah, but Alex, you don't know how to drive on the wrong side of the road. Tell me, Robert, I might very well do that. Yeah, I'm due for another international trip. State L. Yeah, let's move stop under this red bar now. 985. Left, we got $12 puts, nothing to do. LPSN. Yeah, this thing's on life support. Our stop is 128, so it's dangerously close. Our emitter still hanging in there. 524. Emitter, our stop is 509. I'm in it. I'm gonna I'm gonna step out. Let's see. New stop. Yeah, the stop's under this big fat bar here. I'll wait for a closing breakout, then I'll tighten it. Yeah, I'm not going much here down. I'm just going over opens, NEM. Let's move stop. Days low now. 45.65. They're still in business? Yeah, yeah, it's a bottom, big old bottom. It could, you never know. I would never label it a core, but it could just turn out to be the home run entry after everybody hates it. So let me look. $10. We'll do puts and calls and 19 puts for next week, only 17 cents. You can buy the $20 calls for next week or 19 point. Let's buy. Let's watch it pull back. But yeah, I think it's worth playing with. 17 million already in 20 minutes. Eric, gone too far. Let's watch into. RB 1, 2, 3. Let me set a down alarm at 290. And an up alarm at 311. Hey Sam, your triple D we were talking about yesterday came down hard and there's no support, but still interesting. Yeah, we were talking about it yesterday because I was looking at DD and I asked Sam, I said, what's the only thing better than DD? And he said triple D. So that's where we found it, Robert. There's no choke involved. This is serious technical approach. Day trade only, not crazy about it as a swing, but do you remember I was watching this one for a long time for a bounce and I was going to be all over it for a put spread, but there's no juice. Who's this cousin? Is it Marvel? Marvel's ugly. SMCI. And look at this AI. You know, it's not a picture of beauty, but it's turned. It's turned in an uptrend. It's a buy setup on the monthly after breaking out. But AI could be a long-term bottoming here. But no, bottom right, but nah, it's too sloppy now.